Hi, I have my design team project for Liz, known as Mrs Cog, and I've really struggled with this because the kit that I have used is the Bohemian kit, and it's way outside of my comfort zone, so please bear with me. I think I've kind of got it, but I'm not sure. This is very much a writing journal. Lots and lots of writing space in this book. And the book itself is quite big. It is 10 inches by about 6.5 inches. And the book I've used to make this is the Memoirs of Harriet Wilson. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of her, but she was a very, very famous courtesan. She was born in 1825 and she died in 1900s, and her memoirs were published in 1957. I just felt that this was the right book for this particular journal, and I have had it for a little while waiting for the right project, so it was falling apart. I haven't taken this particular book apart just purposely. It was actually quite damaged. Now, this is a collage with one of the beautiful, this is my favourite image from this particular Mrs Cog kit. I've got a collage with some Indian handmade paper, some muslin, some fabric and some lace stitched around it, and inside here there is a little pocket and another one of the gorgeous images from the kit. The kit kind of crosses both concepts of Bohemian. It kind of relates to, there are images that relate to the Czech Republic, Bohemia people, and there are also images that relate to the kind of French art theme view of Bohemian. So I think I've got this to gel. You'll have to let me know what you think. Now, this particular book, this was the box that the original book came in, and this is not actually the journal. I had hoped to keep the box as it was and put the book back into it, but the book became too big. So because the book is I think it's silk, I've used the original box to actually make the cover for the book. So this actually comes off, and this was the book, the box that the book came in. So on here, I think this kind of captures Bohemian. I've got some dangles, and this was part of a bracelet that took me a very long time to take apart. We've got some beads, some bits of jewellery, another charm, and this was again a piece of vintage costume jewellery. Now, some of them are sewn on, some of them are held in with paper clips, and this is the original spine. It has been worn, and what I've done is on the inside I have used fabric to reinforce the spine, and I've covered the back and front cover with fabric as well, so it should be fine. There's also some cheesecloth in there to really kind of reinforce that and make sure that's going to be okay. Lots of beads and dangles, which I'll show you as we get to the middle of the signatures. So to kind of cross both of the concepts of the Bohemian images, I've included some French vintage stamps, and that's kind of it when it comes to the French art feel, apart from the Mrs Cog images that I've used. And I've also put in a few Romany proverbs or gypsy proverbs. So, and there's also one more thing that I'm going to show you at the end, which is going to give you a little bit of an insight to me. So, tea stain paper, I've got some beautiful tabs. I just love one of those lovely images from Mrs Cog. This particular tag, what I did for the background that I've sewn the image onto is I photographed some vintage fabric. I put it into Photoshop, and I've changed the colour, and I've blown it up so you can see all the beautiful stitching in the fabric, and I've just popped some lace on there. There isn't too many kind of new things for me in this book. It's more of a new theme. So I've got a fabric pocket, another image just with a little tassel on there. This is an original vintage postcard and it isn't anything to do with Bohemian, apart from the fact I thought this might be kind of a scene or a place that they might visit. So, and that's the original. So there's a little dangle there. This particular pocket, this is more of one of the kind of art feel Bohemian images. So this was a top. This is my top, actually. Not the top I'm wearing right now, but this is my top, and I've scanned that and printed that onto the tracing paper. Got another little French stamp down here. In here, this is just a piece of a map, and I've aged it, but it is actually Bohemia, and that's in there. Got another image sewn onto that. It's heavyweight matte photo paper, so you can use the back to write on. And this is, I've sewn the little charm onto that tab. We've got this, the laces in here, most of the laces in here come from my Sierra Miller kit. So I will pop a link to Sierra's YouTube channel down below. But she does lots of vintage laces and trims, so I've used those. This is one of them. Oh, the paper clip's lost. I've used one of the trims as a belly band, and there's another one of those kind of more modern Bohemian style images in there. This again is obviously a more Bohemian style, as we would consider gypsy kind of Bohemian style. There, I've got a little French stamp. Another one of those tracing paper pages. This is just some fabric, and I've stitched a little button onto there. Like I said, lots of writing space in here. Another beautiful Bohemian lady and a stamp. Some more trim. Got a charm on a paper clip here. And this is apparently a Nazi, hi Nazi, floating pocket. I didn't realise that's what they were. But inside there we've got another vintage Bohemian lady, and obviously writing space on the back of that too. Once I actually got into it, I really enjoyed this. It was a very difficult journal for me to put together. We've got another Romany proverb down there. Gorgeous fabric. I love this fabric. I've left the kind of trim that was around the edge. And again, this is the image that's on the cover, and I don't know if you can see that, but I've got some little bit of bling on there and some purple lace. Here we've got some trim here, and we've got two more little tags, and again these kind of cross the concept. So this one is more the kind of French arty feel, and this is the more original kind of meaning of Bohemian. Some more of the Sierra Miller trim and journaling card in there. This is some tracing paper I actually made. I photographed some flowers, and then I popped it into Photoshop, and I've solarised it, and I've put a purple tint on to kind of match it. And again, I just thought these are the kind of images that, you know, the true Bohemian people may have seen. Got a little button on that tab. These are the only book pages that I've put into the journal, and I've just got two pockets. And I love this vintage postcard. It says the prison window, and it kind of looks like a Bohemian lady visiting her lover or her husband through the prison window. So, and they've got their little baby with them. And again, that's an original postcard there, so you can write on the back of that if you wanted to. Another little Bohemian lady and a dangle for the other half of that tracing paper. This is a flip out, and there's a French stamp down there. This is the fabric actually that I used to make the backing of those cards. This is not a Sierra Miller trim on the back of here, but it's a really big Nazi flip in, so I just thought it was really nice to have a big piece in there. Got another little tab here with a little button sewn on. And this is the first, we've got a little pocket with some trim here. This is the first one of my tags that I made specifically for this journal, and what I did was I photographed a lot of my Nana's old costume jewellery, and I used lots of the brooches and her pearls and things like that for this one. So that's in there. Got another little proverb. Like I said, lots and lots of journaling room in here. Tea stained paper. I have inked the edge of every page, so it does look a little bit aged. This is that tab with the bit of bracelet on it. This is little dangly trim from Sierra Miller. And this is another pocket made from the trim from Sierra, and what I've done is I've just got a couple of little straps of fabric with a button on a garment pin, and in here this is another one of my favourite images with, I've got a little bit of bling there to kind of match her headdress, and this is another one of the tags that I've made for this journal with the jewellery. I'm actually really pleased with how they turned out for this one. So we've got another very arty Bohemian image here. Got another tiny little flip here, and I've sewn a gold leaf to that, and this is also a flip out. I think I'm going to sneeze in a minute. I apologise. Got a little pocket here and two more of the gorgeous images from Mrs Cog. Some more tracing paper. I've got another pocket here, another one of my favourite images. I love this one, and I've got some bling on here, and again that tracing paper tag. I hope you can see those properly. And they just go in this fabric pocket. Another tag, and we've got that jewellery on there. This is there's another little quote there. This is a gypsy proverb. And we've got another one of these kind of floaty pockets with the lace, and another one of my favourites. So that's on there. Some more trim. Another gypsy lady. Some more trim on this pocket. And these are, I've also photographed these and printed them onto the paper to make the tags, and I just thought they were they'd kind of be like your prized possession, wouldn't they, if you were a true Romany gypsy or Bohemian lady. So they're a pair. I've popped those in there together. Another little tab, some more of the Bohemian kind of tracing paper, another little flip here, this one, another pocket. And again, we've got more of that kind of French art themed Bohemian style in this little pocket. We've got another little French stamp and a flip out. And in here, we have another kind of a vintage postcard. This one has been written on, but it's very faint pencil, so I haven't covered that with tracing paper. You can still, if you wanted to, write over that one. But this is just the kind of scene that I would imagine people would travel through. Another flip. And in here, another one of these. I love this fabric, I really do. I wish I could have got more of that. Another beautiful Bohemian lady, and another one of those jewellery tracing paper tags. More of the Bohemian fabric. Now this is obviously another sewn pocket with the trim, and this is actually a family photograph that I'm going to show you now. It's from my Nana's side of the family. We believe it's my great nan, because my great nan and her family before her were actually Romany gypsies. So this is it's not a perfect condition photograph. I took a photograph of the photograph through glass, so I am going to try and get a better copy, but I'm not sure that I will. But there's two little girls and a little boy, and we're not sure which one is probably my great nana. And they're home. So that is the only image that is not from Mrs Cog's kit. And that's the back. So let me just give you a quick look at these dangles again. We've got lots of beads. Sorry about my inky hands. So that is my Bohemian journal. My first design team project for Mrs Cog. I do have a second one coming up where I'm starting to incorporate lots of her other kits with her beautiful images. I will put a link to her YouTube channel and her Etsy shop down below, and if you haven't already checked her shop out, you do need to, because it's beautiful. Her images are beautiful and they are themed brilliantly, but you can also mix them, which is what I'll be doing in my next one. So far I've got the cover done, I've started to put pages together, but that's going to take me a little while because this one's taken me quite a long time to do. So this will be on my Etsy store at some point today, and please go and check it out. Thank you so much again for all your support. I have now heard from the winner as well for my giveaway, so congratulations Debbie, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.